Oh, what's good, humans? House of DinnerFlax here. No, just kidding. Hello, humans. Master DinnerFlax here. And today, I'm going to be doing the exact opposite of what everyone else is doing with a live reaction of the Banlist 2018. Oh my god, hype! No, I'm actually going to do something completely different. Instead, I'm going to discuss why these cards are on the ban list after looking into the things of the things. Like, some of these are very simple while others of these you're really questioning. But regardless of that, I'm going to go ahead into it. So first off, I'm going to go over every single True Draco card, which is Dynamite Knight. Um, where is it? Sorry, I'm not even that prepared. And True King's Return, and then Ignis Heat. So what I want to discuss about these three cards is they are the actual engine of the deck. So the third one you don't see on here at all for a good reason is a Majesty, the True Draco Majesty, and she's not that good in large amounts because she searches monsters, but the things you're really looking for are the spells and traps, and there's only a handful of times when she's more powerful than the others, and her stats are the lowest. So she's oftenly ran over. She only searches when you have the nuts. She was very weak. Well, these other two, Ignis is the second best, and Ignis is the second best. It gets a spell, so you contribute summon immediately to get your draws off whatever you use, and it allowed you to go second against any board. It was extremely powerful in that manner. And then Dynamite Knight, the three of the most powerful and ridiculous and annoying card to deal with, was truly Dynamite Knight. It searches traps, um, and the traps are the most disruptive because of their monster destruction. You They're not going to attack your back row when they know you can't play because they keep popping off your monsters. They can keep destroying them, and Dynamite Knight is a complete enabler of that. And Dynamite Knight, as long as it's even at one, it will still have that form of synergy. So they just straight up banned it. Yes, that is perfect. Those three hits are perfect to that deck. You are forcing them to play one Ignis Heat and three Majester, and Majester's not going to be that good anymore because if you have a monster on board, you don't need a monster on board anymore in that situation. So fantastic hits for that deck. You didn't completely run it extinct by banning Masterpiece or Diagram. You allow it to be played, but you don't allow it to be played like it was, and nowhere near as powerful as it was. It doesn't matter how much you think, oh, the True Dracos are going to be fine. No, they're not going to be fine. You're going to play this and like, wow, this is really, really shit compared to what I was doing. And that's just what's going to happen with the deck. It's going to be a very subpar engine. It won't function as a deck on its own anymore. You're going to have to play a bunch of traps you don't want to play, a bunch of cards that don't synergize with your deck, and you're effectively just going to make it beefy barrier statues at that point, and that's not very good because that allows Twin Twister to be good at you, and that's one of the things your deck loved to be able to play around was Twin Twister. Grand Soil, if you didn't know, there are 100 million different loops and FTKs with this card, so I had to go, obviously. Okay, these are the one I'm going to go over the dinosaur hits. True King Lithogasm, Dinglong, and Miscellaneous Source. So let's get into the simple. Lithogasm allowed you to pop off your babies, which would trigger their effects, and you could pop off two babies, then attack your opponent's extra deck, and then summon two dinosaurs, which would get you more dinosaurs, which would get you more dinosaurs, which would get you more monsters and more negations, and all this stuff. Lithogasm was unquestionably the best True King in that deck, and banning okay, so if you didn't notice the pattern, I'm just going to go ahead and show you why they banned dinosaurs in this manner. They banned it to force you to play a pure dinosaur deck. They banned the Earth one, which Diagram could be banned, and this would still be good in there. They banned Ding Long because that's a degenerate card on its own. I'll go into it a little bit later. And then they banned, and then they limited Miscellaneous Source, so you couldn't use the Fire True King either. You couldn't use Vanisher. So Vanisher was useless because you only had one Miscellaneousaurus, and there's no justification for playing 3 Alio if you're doing that. So this allowed these forms of hits allowed Diagram to stay in the game because you are forcing dinos to actually play pure dinosaurs. You are forcing that deck to go to what it's supposed to be, and the True Kings and the Yangzings made that deck into something it was never intended to be used for, and it was just a perfect build a board workshop deck where no fun is made, and they could just do it again next turn. These are fantastic hits because you didn't destroy the Dino deck. You didn't destroy pure dinosaurs as a concept. However, you destroyed the use of anything that wasn't made for dinosaurs in the dinosaur deck, while at the same time keeping Diagram a legal card. This is a fantastic, I think it's a fantastic approach. Personally, I would have liked to see dinosaurs at least be okay. I already knew Dinglong was going to get banned. I had it from the very beginning. Its one card power was way too much. Um, yeah, that's all I could see. Daigusto Emerald. This one you might also not understand very much. It's actually not a zoo hit at all. It's a firewall loop hit and a natural hit of a card. So first off, Firewall can grab the Gaia link and make Firewall, and then you'll do that again and again in many of the FTK strategies, and any degenerate strategy like with Infernity and stuff. So there's one reason it's hit, and two, just like how it's been, Daigusto Emerald every year or two comes back, and it comes back at full force, like at 2 or 3 in every deck. It's going to be a little different, we thought, with Lynx, but as it turns out, it became more degenerate in Lynx. The card itself makes it to where you never run out of an extra deck, or sometimes even a main deck, because 2 Daigusto Emerald is infinite Daigusto Emerald. You just keep cycling it back, you keep putting back your extra, you keep FTKing and looping and over and over and over and over again, so Daigusto needed to go. You can't keep this, if you see a card like this in literally every single like strategy of FTK and degeneracy in the past 3 years, then don't keep it around. That's all I have to say. It's like, don't keep bad cards around. Don't punish the cards that enable the problem. Punish the problem cards. Broad Bull and Dryden, these weren't even a guess. This was knowledge. Ignis Heat, I already discussed this. Rapier, okay, so why people would ask, well, why ban put Rapier to 1 if they already hit Zoo so hard? Doing this effectively makes it to where you cannot even use Chalkonine as a card anymore, because there's nothing that you can detach from a previous XC and then attach with Chalkonine. So it makes the Zoo deck effectively now a DD Warrior Lady deck, because that's all they can do. They can have Whiptail, which they can't search with their deck. They have to just draw Tinky now, and it makes the deck actually useless. It makes the deck truly useless, not even for a Link supporting card. Um, I I want to say the OCG had to deal with Zoo for so long, so I'm going to say they knew that they had to do this, but it feels a little too much. But oh well, if they're really trying to remove the existence of Zoo right now, that's one of the things they needed to do. And then Maxi not getting banned, I don't think was right. I don't know. Um, Maybe all these cards getting limited will slow the game down a bit, and then Max C will be quite a bit more fair, but we will see. And yeah, Dark Hole and Slumber. Okay, so I already discussed this a while ago, but if you're trying to support links, if you're trying to support a link-oriented game, all these board wipes shouldn't exist. You shouldn't have access to all these board wipes. Because if you have to link just to even play your deck, well, how is it fair that then your opponent dark holes and does the same thing? How is it fair that they get to? First off, Kaiju Slumber as a card is not fair. There's not a universe where that's fair. Okay, let me dark hole you, and then let me get a free monster because I'm going to attack over yours. And then next turn, let me search another Kaiju to out whatever play you made next just to not die so I can kill you that turn. No, Slumber is not a fair card at all. And it's like, its use is never in a Kaiju deck. It's a Kaiju engine, and it's very, very one-sided to the player who activates it so much, unlike Dark Hole, and Dark Hole shouldn't be at multiple copies. But you're looking at that, it's like all these board wipes, yeah, I get it. They can't support links without removing all these board wipes. But why is Regeki still legal? I have no fucking clue. I don't know why they would do that. But I don't know. Maybe it's just no. I don't know. I guess they just still want to have it because at least the TCG gets Regeki or something like that. Gateway of the Six. They're trying to promote the next set. It's already at 3 in Japan and it hasn't done too much, so that's pretty cool. True King's Return. I already explained this. The traps were the most disruptive, and now that you've eradicated the original engine and made the whatever engine is left super subpar, it's fine. Okay, so all these cards left are they're bringing them back. So let me get into this. BLS, it's been power creeped over all of its existence. It's a very old card. It's amazing that it's at 2 now when it was conceived in 2003. That's just how powerful it was for its time and how long it took Power Creep to make up with it. However, you should not think that this is like a Debris Dragon where it's like, oh, no one's going to play this. The difference between Blackluster Soldier and Debris Dragon is one doesn't suck. Blackluster Soldier still has two insanely powerful effects, and one of them could steal a game instantly, and now you have another opportunity to do it. In OCG, they have 3 BLS, and despite popular belief, people play it. People actually play it. They don't run it in every deck, but there's plenty of decks that play BLS and do very well in Japan. And I don't know where that mentality of, well, they don't play it, because that's wrong. They absolutely do play it whenever they find an opportunity. Because any card that can let you steal a game instantly is a good card. Oh, I won't play Snatch Steal. Shut up. It's powerful. It's a powerful card. Yes, it does need setup. And yes, it can be inconsistent. However, I summon it. You strike. Okay, I summon another one. Attack for game. It's this card is not, don't take this like it's a debris dragon. You should take a little, you should understand that the difference between BLS coming to 2 and debris dragon is coming to 2 is BLS, no matter how power creeped it gets for the rest of time, can still steal a game. And that's not going to change ever. They'd have to make they'd have to make practically the rest of the game unplayable before Blackluster Soldier has truly been power crept. Well, that's that. Luster Pendulum? I don't know. I don't know. It's obviously for magician stuff, but it's weird because it's not really just the magician stuff. It's like pendulums in general, but Luster is a good card, but it doesn't. Luster doesn't win you the game. It takes several other cards to be good. It's very solid. It's very restricted in what you can use it for. So I think it's fine. I think they realize I think going back at it, they hit so many things from the Draco Pals and Pepe that they're starting to bring them slowly back. Mathematician at 2, it should have never been at 1, and I think they know that now. I think they're slowly trying to, like. They also got El Shaddai Fusion on here, so it slowly makes me think they're going to very carefully try to reintroduce Shaddals. That's my opinion. I think very slowly and very carefully they're going to try to reintroduce Shaddals. But that's just my opinion. I don't know about that, but bring them both back. And there's no reason to bring Galshadal Fusion back in a deck that no one plays, so it kind of sparks that idea. Um, Brionic and Librarian. Brionic has an errata. It's okay with its errata. It's not as powerful as it used to be. Librarian has never had an errata, and it was never okay before, like at 3 or 2. But now that links are out, it really, really just nearly crushes any use you'd ever have of this card. So that's fine. I already explained El Shaddai Fusion. These two could come back. It's fine. Brain Control's garbage. Royal from a different dimension is fun. We might see it in Infernoids. Maybe. We'll see. Pre Preparation of Rites is probably for the new ritual deck they're trying to promote. And also, Preparation of Rites itself is pretty fair now. It's pretty fair because it's not like a ritual deck is going to really. It's not like if you have access to pre-prep, it nearly makes regular prep just it makes it look shallow and weak and nearly worthless. But the only exception is like Necros. But the thing is, Necros they're not a thing with our current list. They can't really even try to be a current thing with our list. And then all the returns. Wavering Eyes also makes me think they're coming back to Pendulums. Our list didn't even support Cleaford at all, which I'm actually very glad about. That's very good. I think they're just promoting Pendulums in general. They're Magicians. The Magicians are going to be a very solid deck, and I think they want to kind of promote it. Um, just I don't know. I think they're kind of just supporting Magicians a bit more. Dragon Ravine, we got that new dragon coming out, and it's fantastic with that card. Every other card here was absolutely predictable, unfortunately. Summoner Monk and Rescue Rabbit were kind of the only exceptions. Summoner Monk didn't make Summoner Monk at 3 doesn't make a difference anymore. Back then it was far more powerful, but now it's not the same card that it used to be. It still is powerful and it can get powerful monsters out of the deck, but there's so many hand traps for it nowadays. It's lost so much power. I was just talking about this card. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have a powerful effect, and it's restricted on what it can summon and what it can summon using it. Honest at 3 doesn't matter. No one plays it. There's only a handful of. I think at 3 now, people are going to be turned on by the idea of playing it, but then they're going to realize that Honest alone doesn't do anything. Rescue Cat is a fantastic card. I think they brought Summoner Monk to 3 in conjunction with Rescue Cat because those cards have a notorious history together. And I think it's kind of alluring to players. Witch of the Black Forest has errata. People are kind of scared of it, but there's no reason to be. Its new errata restricts whatever you're scared of, at least for a turn. Um, Rescue Rabbit. This is the final one I'm going to touch on. I don't know what. I'm not too sure if. I think this was really meant for the World Chalice rather than anything else. But they were, like I said earlier, they were supporting. They were trying to force you to play a pure Dino strategy. And this might also be in conjunction with that. But if you're going to do that, then you probably should have brought tour guides. So I'm going to say it's more of a World Chalice thing. Um, yeah, this is it. This is why all these cards are like this. People were just looking at the list immediately and just thinking about whatever, but they didn't understand that there's all. if you look at the pattern of what they're banning, you can see why they're banning these cards. And you shouldn't get salty about what they ban because they're not banning cards just because. They're banning cards because they're trying to remove a strategy from the game that is really not alluring to people who are not already a part of the game. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. This has been a little longer video, but hopefully it gives you an idea of why they did all this. So thank you all for watching, and remember, Master DinnerFlax will take your soul.